Why the most popular diets fail you. Every time. If you've ever lost weight on a diet and gained it all back, you're not weak, you've been set up. Because the top-selling diets don't just fail to deliver lasting results, they were never designed to. Let's name them. Let's expose them. Let's stop pretending that restriction is the same as healing. Read on. First, ketogenic diet. What it promises: rapid fat burning by eliminating nearly all carbs and entering a state called ketosis. What the research shows: you may lose weight fast at first, mostly water. A 2021 review in Frontiers in Nutrition found that long-term keto may increase LDL, bad cholesterol, elevate cortisol levels, and impair thyroid function. Long-term adherence rates are low, under 45% at 6 months, and many regain the weight when reintroducing carbs. The truth: it disconnects you from your body's natural cues and can be dangerous for those with thyroid or adrenal issues. Second, Atkins. What it promises: weight loss through phases of carb elimination and gradual reintroduction. What the research shows: popularized in the early 2000s, it sparked the low-carb craze. A New England Journal of Medicine study, 2003, showed short-term weight loss. But by 12 months, weight loss was similar to other diets, with high dropout rates. High intake of animal fat and protein has raised concerns about kidney strain and nutrient deficiency. The truth: you learn how to restrict, not how to live. Once the rules are lifted, most people regain. Third, Weight Watchers. What it promises: flexibility and accountability using a point system. What the research shows: a 2013 independent meta-analysis found modest weight loss, about 5% of body weight after 1 year. But less than 20% of participants maintained that loss after 5 years. The point system reinforces obsessive food tracking and teaches dependency. The truth: it replaces inner trust with external scoring and doesn't teach sustainable eating skills. Fourth, Paleo. What it promises: eat like your ancestors. Lean meats, fruits, veggies, and nuts. What the research shows: a 2015 study in the Journal of Internal Medicine showed early benefits for blood sugar and satiety, but critics argue it lacks balance and unnecessarily demonizes healthy foods like legumes, whole grains, and dairy. It's also expensive and hard to follow in modern life. The truth: it romanticizes a past that never really existed, while restricting foods that fuel long-term health. Fifth, Whole30. What it promises: reset your body in 30 days by eliminating sugar, alcohol, grains, legumes, and dairy. What the research shows: there's no published peer-reviewed research supporting its long-term effectiveness. The extreme elimination often triggers binge episodes after day 30. The program admits it's not meant to be sustainable. The truth: it's a glorified detox disguised as discipline. Healing doesn't come from control, it comes from connection. Sixth, Noom. What it promises: a psychological approach to weight loss using a color-coded food system and behavior change. What the research shows: a 2020 study funded by Noom showed short-term success, but long-term adherence drops off significantly. Critics argue it still relies on caloric restriction and subtly promotes food guilt. Many users report obsessive tracking and disordered eating patterns. The truth: slapping a mindset app on diet culture doesn't make it wellness. 7. Intermittent fasting as a diet. What it promises. Weight loss through eating only during restricted windows, e.g., 16:8. What the research shows. A 2021 review in Annual Review of Nutrition found it works, but only when sustainable. When paired with caloric restriction and no education, rebound weight gain is common. It can trigger binge eating for those with trauma or emotional eating patterns. The truth: time-restricted eating is powerful, but only when it's part of a holistic, intuitive framework, not as a one-size-fits-all rule. 8th, Ozempic and GLP-1 drugs. What it promises: reduced appetite, rapid weight loss via injections. What the research shows. Studies show up to 15% body weight loss within 12 months, but 80% of users regain the weight within a year after stopping. Side effects include nausea, muscle loss, and gallstones. The truth: you can't outsource healing to a syringe. When the shot stops, the problem returns, unless the root cause is addressed. What do all of these diets have in common? Short-term progress, long-term relapse. External control, internal confusion. Shame cycles, food fear, and mental obsession. Little to no education on emotional eating, trauma response, or hormonal patterns. No plan for who you'll be after the goal weight is reached. The real damage. Every time a diet fails, it doesn't just affect the body, it chips away at your trust. You start to believe that you're the problem, that maybe you're just lazy, that maybe you'll always be this way, that maybe nothing will ever work. But that's the biggest lie of all, because the truth is this: you don't need more rules, you need restoration. And what works, what lasts, must be built on education, support, rhythm, pleasure, and power. When you honor the whole self, mind, body, emotions, spirit, transformation becomes inevitable. You don't have to wait for the next diet to save you and then fail you, because something better is here, now.